All right, quick question. What's the best all-around weightlifting shoe out there? Chances are you're probably thinking of the Converse Chuck Taylor, and you have every reason to. They're a great pair of shoes. However, in today's video, we're going to take a look at the Reebok Crossfit Lite TRs and see how they compare to the classic icons. All right, so taking a look at these shoes, you can see that they're actually very similar in overall build and style. However, the ones on the left, the Converse, you'll notice are canvas, whereas the CrossFit Lite TRs that I have are in leather. Now, you can get canvas version of these also in many different colorways, just like you can with the Chuck Taylors. All right, so here you see the front profiles of the shoes. You can see the Converse on the left look a little bit flimsy with the canvas itself, as well as the toes are pointing up some. You don't have that same problem with the CrossFit Lite TRs. I really kind of attribute these to wearing work boots or a pair of Timberlands, where on the pair on the left with the Converse, you really don't feel like you have that much support in these shoes. Taking a look at the soles here, the Converse on the left have a very interesting sole with different patterns on it. I kind of feel like my Converse soles kind of bubble out a little bit. Where taking a look at the CrossFit Lite TRs, you have a very flat and similar pattern sole. You'll have these little suction cups, so to say, on them. I don't really find they really grasp the floor too well, but as you can tell from this picture, they really grasp pebbles and other debris on the ground. Speaking of the soles, I wanted to compare the two because most people go with Converse because they say they're really flat to the ground. Now, as you can see here, however, that the rear of the shoe is raised, a slight raise in the middle, as well as an extreme raise, in my opinion, in the toe box. Now, when you compare that with the CrossFit Lite TRs, you still see a slight raise in the back, a smaller one in the middle, but the front of the shoe is actually completely flat against the ground, which is really hard to find these days. Also on this, although the soles look similar in height, I can tell you that the Reebok CrossFit Lite TRs are about half the thickness of the Converse soles. I also want to take a quick second to show you the side of the shoe in the front. This is known as the stability zone, and one of the reasons why this shoe is really going to be popular, in my opinion, is because oftentimes people blow out their Chuck Taylors on the side as they use them to do sumo stance deadlifts as well as wide grip squats. What happens is putting that pressure on the side of your foot can rip that canvas. You see another shot here of the stability zone, which is a hard piece of rubber that juts out to help alleviate this issue. This is what I call the mash test, and if I take my hand and just place them lightly on top of the Converse, they kind of fold in right away. So you can see that there's no real protection for your foot itself as far as your ankles go. Now, when I do the same to the CrossFit Lite TRs, no matter how hard I hit, they still remain stable, and that's why I really feel that this is a higher quality shoe. Finally, again, just taking a quick look at the toe box, you can see that the CrossFit Lite TRs are much more sturdily built and give you an extra room in the front. To sum it up, I think the CrossFit Lite TRs are the far superior shoe, both in build quality and overall performance in what you're going for. Now, of course, if you're lifting on a budget, the Converse aren't a bad option either. However, in this case, I just wanted to give you my opinion on both shoes. So there you go. They're two great pairs of shoes. It really comes down to, a lot of times, personal preference. Now, as far as the cost on these goes, you will find the Chuck Taylors retail direct from Converse for $55, whereas the CrossFit Lite TRs retail directly through Reebok for $89.99. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You can get Chuck Taylors for much cheaper than that, and you definitely can. Just as well, you can get these CrossFit Lite TRs for cheap as well. For instance, I got mine through a site called Roadrunner Sports. After discounts, I got them shipped directly to me for $73.99. Now, when it's all said and done, again, it's really up to you and what you want to do with these shoes and how much use you want to get out of them. Knowing many people who use Chuck Taylors, including myself, you'll find that they break down and rip and tear quite easily over time. Some people don't mind replacing them because, again, they are a cheaper option. Or I just feel the Reebok CrossFit Lite TRs are going to hold up more so over the test of time. And to me, I just get more use out of them for their intended purpose. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. As always, everybody, thanks so much for watching and stay big.